Okay, I'm going to try to cover two topics today with as much brevity as possible. I was only going to do one, and then I saw the Pepe story in the top stories box on CNN, and I didn't want to just leave that. So we're going to be dealing with that after we deal with the original topic I was going to talk about, and that is Donald Trump versus Alicia Machado. The media is having a field day with the aftermath of the first presidential debate. Right at the end of the mostly pointless shouting match, Hillary Clinton drew blood on Donald Trump. She invoked the story of Alicia Machado, a former Miss Universe that Trump allegedly called Miss Piggy and Miss Housekeeping, because she was a Latina woman who gained weight after she won the title. Trump himself doesn't deny mocking her weight. His campaign claims the comments are unsubstantiated, but Trump made similar comments that Machado was an eating machine on the Howard Stern show. Then Trump went on Fox and Friends after the debate and claimed Machado gained a huge amount of weight and that she had an attitude problem. Trump surrogates have engaged in outright character assassination of this woman, bringing up her troubled past, a past that happened after the pageant and is therefore irrelevant, and a claim brought up by the Daily Caller and spread by Rush Limbaugh that Machado did porn and posed for Playboy. All of this is a losing strategy, not just because it's distasteful politics, but because it defies facts. I think we can all agree that whether or not Machado did porn after her contract at Miss Universe was done is absolutely irrelevant too. Good God, so what? Porn involving consenting adults is completely legal. One could claim her troubled past calls her credibility into question, but there's no need to substantiate her assertion that Trump mocked her for her weight. Trump essentially confirmed that he did by justifying his actions. And then, of course, there's the video from the 1990s of her working out in front of the press while Trump hovers around her like a pimp. It's down here on this article. Where is it? There we go. I'll put a link so you can see it. There they are, working out, and you can see by her arms and by the shape of her face that she is hardly morbidly obese. So we have here a video that's visual evidence that the amount of weight she gained was not really, as Trump claimed, huge. Or is it huge? I can never tell these days. Machado confirms that she did, in fact, gain weight. She said she gained about 12 pounds. Trump claims that she gained more like 40. But this is where Trump's claims actually fall apart because beauty pageant contestants' height and weight are available online. Bring up the trusty body mass index chart, which is considered accurate for people who are not extremely muscular athletes. And here we go. At the time Alicia Machado won the pageant, she's documented as being 5'7" tall and weighing 118 pounds, which you can see works out to a body mass index of 18.5, which is borderline underweight. You'll see right here, it's right on the border, being borderline underweight. After gaining the 12 pounds, she has a body mass index of 20.4, now firmly in healthy range. Even if we take Trump at his word, a fool's errand at the best of times, a 5'7" woman weighing 158 pounds has a body mass index of 24.7, which you see is still in the range of normal weight. So what we have here, according to science, is a man in a position of power bullying a young woman to go back down to an unhealthy body weight or else she would be fired. It's a fair argument that a beauty pageant contestant can't suddenly become obese, but Alicia Machado wasn't actually even overweight. It's absolutely unacceptable that a candidate for president should be insisting a woman was a huge problem, or a huge problem, because her body corrected its weight into healthy range. It's something that happens naturally to many women in their early 20s. Unlike many feminists, I won't condemn the very idea of beauty pageants. However, I do maintain that beauty should represent health, and too often our beauty standards don't uphold the health standard. Again, anything that Alicia Machado did after she was Miss Universe isn't relevant. but it's also possible that the emotional abuse she experienced led to something of a downward spiral after the pageant. We can also add an element of absurdity that Trump seems so disgusted about Ms. Machado's weight since he himself is overweight and openly enjoys fast food. Trump seems to hold women to a different standard than he holds himself. It's okay for him to gain weight and still claim he's completely healthy, but he reserves the right to torture a woman for doing the same thing. One could claim that the President of the United States doesn't have to be svelte, but personal medical histories have become an issue in this campaign because of the age of the candidates and conspiracy theories about Hillary Clinton. Trump is also on a statin drug, which is used to lower cholesterol, and yet he is, to use his own terminology, a fast food eating machine. Machado's weight gain was not a health risk. Trump's potentially is, but he continues to attack her while claiming the exact same complaint about himself is unfounded. Trump's strange obsession about the appearance of various women is in complete opposition to his own penchant for deliberately bad hair, orange skin, and a near-persistent scowl that sometimes becomes a pout. If he himself was in peak physical shape and he took distinct pride in appearing stylish and polished, this criticism wouldn't hold. But he isn't. He doesn't even exercise. He seems to think that it's a woman's duty to remain physically attractive to a level that men are not expected to comparatively achieve. And that's the definition of sexism. Machado's post-pageant behavior doesn't change this inherent and persistent problem with Trump's attitudes on this point. All right, point made there. On to Pepe. Because this headline is scary and it's not totally accurate. All I want to say here, for internet people who love Pepe, and I am Pepe neutral because I see what both sides are saying, but there is an element of agreement here that the headline, Pepe the Frog designated a hate symbol by the ADL, is misleading. That is not what the ADL said. What the ADL CEO, and the ADL, for people who don't know, is the Anti-Defamation League, who maintains a database of hate symbols. What the CEO said was, once again, racists and haters have taken a popular internet meme and twisted it for their own purposes of spreading bigotry and harassing users. They are abusing, well, I'll read the whole thing so people don't go, I skipped over. These anti-Semites have no shame. They are abusing the image of a cartoon character, one that might first seem appealing, to harass and spread hatred on social media. The designation does not apply to all Pepe memes because most of them are not bigoted in nature, the ADL said. You'll likely know one when you see one. And then they have the history of Pepe and where it kind of starts to go bad. And I'm surprised. I mean, they don't actually show any of the anti-Semitic ones. I've seen way worse than this. And so I want to make this part because I don't want people yelling at the ADL because of an inaccurate headline on CNN. And I really think mainstream media needs to be more careful in its headlines because headlines get shared. People don't read the stories. Your headlines must be factually accurate. So what it says is, not all Pepes are sinister. We have Crisis and Infinite Pepes. The mere fact of posting a Pepe meme does not mean that someone is racist or white supremacist. However, if the meme itself is racist or anti-Semitic in nature, or if it appears in a context containing bigoted or offensive languages or symbols, then it may have been used for hateful purposes. So that means that Pepe himself is not an anti-Semitic meme. He's a meme that is used in anti-Semitic ways. Feels bad, man.